Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Nasdaq price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And starting here for the 1 hour chart as an intraday, we're gonna see of course Nasdaq and S&P together, what's gonna happen, what it might happen next. Now basically we are looking at a potential finished leading diagonal here again as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. Today we saw, of course, is that we made already a 5 ways toward the upside, almost taking the high here. And we start to see some red for the last 3 hours. And this is signaling, of course, a potential impulse toward the downside. And that means, of course, a signal that we might have topped. Now, to make sure that we have topped, definitely we would like to see this low broken. Of course, this one exactly here. And of course, at the price 19K is 600. And that means, of course, once you break this, we have a confirmation that we are moving towards the next blue box around the 18K. For a wave 2, and then we gonna re-estimate, of course, the situation there. I don't promise that it's gonna be a very fast correction. It might be a very long one, by the way. We might see a lot of sideways here, and that because, of course, of the timing for wave 2. If our wave 2 has to unfold, of course, in this area, it means, of course, yeah, you see the blue box there, but right now we can start to have some timing since we know potentially that this leading diagonal has finished there. And minimum time requirement is 0.32 taken from the 1 here. And that means, of course, that we might still need until Wednesday, 21 May. And that means in 2 weeks, guys. Yeah, so we might range here minimum 2 weeks, of course, for an A, B, and a C, a wave 2, until we move toward the upside again. Those are my expectation right now. For Nasdaq, and potentially, yeah, I would call a finished leading diagonal here. Now, if in case we see much higher again, well, which I doubt it a little bit, but if we see higher prices again, in case we don't take this low, therefore, we have to be careful from 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 again to make this wave even much more clearer impulse toward the upside. Still hitting, of course, the fib levels for this wave 5. Incredible, right? So yeah, that's why it is very risky right now. At the top, you cannot really make sure 100% that you have topped or not yet. And that because, of course, this impulse can transform still for the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. To get much more insights, if we are moving down, really, yeah, so you can see, of course, a bearish cross on the MACD for the signal, and we see a momentum starting in red. Besides, of course, that we have here some big divergence. Maybe you can see it much clearer on the 4 hour chart. Here we go. So you have kind of like a divergence on the tops here, and yeah, it might bring us a little bit for lower. We're gonna see how much lower. Would it be confirmed a wave 2 taking the low here? And yeah, we're gonna see this. Let's move to the SPX. So for the S&P 500, we are looking as well for some red today. Let's move to the 1 hour chart. Well, okay, it has started to move toward the upside. As we said, we want to see this triangle broken, expanding triangle, incredible. But basically, we would like to see, of course, continuation toward the upside. You know, and despite the red, you would like to see the high taken. If this fails, well, it's gonna be a little bit problematic, you know, for S&P. Yeah, maybe we have to stick with this area, which I don't like it at all to be like just an A, B, and a C wave 5. I doubt it still. Yeah, so I still see, of course, a finished one more leg to take the high here. Despite that, the Nasdaq is moving impulsively, and now the SPX as well. So we're gonna see, guys, indication that we also moving down for Nasdaq is following a price here. This is confirmation for lower again. Yeah, so at exactly 5,578. Yep, so we're gonna see how the things are going to unfold for S&P and for Nasdaq. If we take a look as well on the MACD for the S&P, well, on the 15-minute chart, still a little bit open for higher. Okay, we have different MACD signal on the S&P, where you still see a potential of higher prices again. So it can be where you see here in this one, you see a also kind of like divergence. Well, it has started, but now why it is moving down, we have to check this on the 15-minute chart actually. Do we have also bearish? I don't see any really bearish signals, especially that you still, of course, over the higher part of the MACD and seeing a bullish cross, and we still, of course, over the EMA. So basically, I'm still looking for higher. Yeah, I mean, based on MACD as well. So let's see how this is going to unfold step by step. This was the intraday, and thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.